Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? You are tuned in to yet another episode of Young and Righteous Radio. That's a radio show that sheds light on relevant topics from the younger generation, which happens to be the millennial perspective. It's your boy, Evan-Tarence.
It's Lauren Melissa.
It's Leia.
I'm Clarence Xavier.
It's DJMC.
Jalen, are you okay?
I just hope we can see Leia in this video.
Oh.
You can see me. I'm fine. I'm
Oh,
fine.
okay.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Rise up.
Rise up.
I didn't want to make too much of a commotion.
It's the other one.
That's hilarious. Well, while they're getting that situated, Jalen, how you feeling, man?
I'm great, man. It's now he wants to call me back, but it's been Mondays are super busy for me. So here's my day just to break down.
Meeting with the president at 1.
Okay.
The CEO at 4.
The treasurer at 4:30.
That is not true. That's not true. The
Him and
mayor,
Maya had dinner at 6.
the mayor's on Tuesday. However, no, but Mondays are from 7 to noon. It's just designated for just work. So emails, all that stuff for my day job. From noon 30 from noon 30 till about 3:30. That's business plan stuff, business stuff for JMC,
right.
Meetings, whatever the case is, phone calls. Then practice, but I don't go to practice on Mondays.
Because you're coaching.
Correct. Yeah. So, and then I prepare for Spring GR from 4:30 to 5:30. Spring GR is from 6 to 8. Then from 8:15, 8:30, I'm here at Carmen, just relaxing, get my mind ready. And then from 9:30, then from 9:30 till whenever,
Right.
I'm here with my people in YNR. So
That's a busy day.
Mondays are usually, I like Mondays though. So Mondays is one of my favorite days of the week.
Y'all can have it. You and Eric Thomas can have Mondays.
I love it. So
I wanna
anyway,
go out, man.
CXD with the gold accents, man. What's new with you? How was your day?
Nothing's new. Oh, I'm laughing.
Because I feel so bad that you got to
No,
reach.
it's okay. Nothing's new. I'm just taking the days as they go. Yeah, just like, how it's a lot of moving parts in your life.
Yeah.
And like you try to stay steady within the moving things.
Absolutely.
So that's where I am. Just trying, keep a steady mind. Wow.
Let's
Everything
do
is
this.
going
And not calling people back.
crazy.
I definitely called you yesterday.
When did you call me?
Oh, yes, I did.
Don't be putting him on blast
Oh,
like
no,
that.
I
He was
definitely
probably
called you yesterday.
busy.
I just thought about it. I
That's
just
not
remembered that. I
okay.
called you yesterday.
That's crazy.
That's so fun. Lauren, how was your day?
What,
I was gonna
listen,
say, I'm sorry, before you go, I was gonna say, let's say one thing too, like one new thing. After you say how your day was, what's one new thing that happened in your life too?
sure. So my day was great. It was very productive. Guys,
I'm sorry.
She's talking.
Go ahead, Lauren. 8:25 p.m.
it was very productive. I actually cooked breakfast this morning. I've had Zoom meetings after Zoom meetings myself.
Oh.
I do work from home, so sometimes I don't cook breakfast, but
That's the life.
I was on
Living the
Zoom
life.
meetings from Zoom meetings, and then literally got out of the car from a Zoom meeting to come here. Something new in my life. I walked into a blessing on Friday, unexpected blessing, like that blew my
Ain't that how God do?
mind.
That's it.
Duh.
Sometimes you just be living life normal and God be like, boom.
Literally,
Jesus. Glory be to your name, Father.
Glory video.
Oh, my God. Majestic is your name.
I felt that. I felt
Holy is your name.
that's holy.
My God.
Why is he saying yo?
My God. My God.
Matchless is your name. Don't you do it. I see it. I see what you're doing. Don't you do it. You dummy.
So, I think, and I don't know if we're going to get into it. I might hold on to it. But I struggled because I really wanted to, like, celebrate and call people and share the good
you wouldn't
news. Whew.
He is.
I wasn't going to go there, Clarence. But I really wanted to, like, I wanted to, like, really share the news and, like, be celebrated. But the authenticity and, like, just the pure genuineness of people, I don't think I was questioning people, but I didn't want to, like, put that expectation on people and be let down and, like, not receive what,
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's selfish.
Let's go there. Let's jump in.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Lauren.
I just started a 30-day 30-mile challenge. So that's new for me. Go ahead.
Whoa. Hold on.
A mile a day.
We gonna get back to that.
I want to join.
I want to jump on this.
Okay, go ahead.
On what you saying, because I don't want to say I don't have necessarily a problem with what you're saying, but I saw a status that was something similar,
I saw
and it just kind of.
I have three types of friends. Is that the one?
No, not that one.
Okay.
Well, I want
This
to know
one,
about that
It
one
says
though.
I have best friends, I have friends, and I have acquaintances.
Yeah, I seen that one.
Oh.
And it said I'll make a mistake trying to put an acquaintance as a best friend. Not in a bad way. It's just saying
No, but that's the truth.
putting people in their titles and leaving it at that, and expecting nothing less and nothing more.
But see, I don't even think and that's interesting because I don't even think I operate in titles anymore because it's funny. I don't know. I have a best friend, but I think we operate sometimes as acquaintances.
Really?
And that's so backwards. And I have, some would say, acquaintances that I feel like we operate as best friends.
See, I think relationships. I don't think you can create a title for a relationship and then that just be it. I feel like friendships and relationships very much ebb and flow and kind of go with the wave, kind of like a tide. So like when the moon comes, the tide changes. When the moon goes away, the tide. And I think friendships are that way. Where you are in your life, where you are in your stages of your life, different. I have quite a few friends, but I'm closer to some friends. Me and Jalen used to work together every day when we were Yellow Shirts. There was nobody closer to me at that time.
Right.
When I lived in Orlando, and my boy Sean, who real tall dude does my wedding, there was nobody closer to me. Now me and Sean talk maybe now once a week, once every couple of weeks, but that's still my boy.
Right.
We're not extremely as close as we were before, but that doesn't mean that I love or care about him any less. But I think like you're saying, sometimes your friendships ebb and flow, and I think personally, I think that's okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that the people in my life aren't valued as such. Like I value anybody in my life less. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like one, the timing was like awkward because everybody was busy this weekend. One, like I didn't even show up to something, and I got like.
Is she?
Right?
You talking about us?
Yeah, and then they like went off on me in the group chat because I didn't show up
we
to
did.
something. So
You said you were coming.
Exactly.
And that's
I
That's
know.
your That's your word, Lauren.
I
All
know.
you have is your word.
your boys.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I just put that out there. I put myself
How you
out
know
there
we
to
ain't have a
say.
nice little celebratory cake for you?
I know. That's why I put myself out there to say that it's not on everybody else. It's
Right,
like everything. People had stuff going on.
Since we
makes
talking about it, I'm interested to hear. I know Evan said you don't really have any titles and buckets. I personally have buckets that people fall into. Do you guys have buckets, and what makes someone in a certain bucket? So like, I've maybe had two best friends. I still have one I haven't talked to since my 2 days before my wedding. That's a whole nother story. But everyone else is like sister level. You know, I know if I can call them, I know I can depend on them. It's a sister, it's a bond. Then I got brothers, you know, same thing. And then you got friends, you know, those people, hey, you know, you might go out to lunch with them, things like that. And then acquaintances, you know, if you see them, hey, what are some of your buckets? And how do people get in those buckets? Or why are they in those buckets?
Yeah, I was about to say, wow, don't be trying to give people secrets to get into.
And you don't have to say specific names. You can just say, I have sisters.
I say
they
I
do
run
this.
it down.
I have. It's a lot of people that.
She want to help.
It's a lot of people that I call brothers and sisters, but it's weird because I don't view them like that.
Whoa.
Like,
So you
I'm not
faking
saying not nobody. This
You
is
faking
nobody
it.
in this room,
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
like
though.
it's a relationship thing with me at least. Like if we spent quality time together, like I've divulged in like about myself, you've divulged about yourself. Like there's a bond there. There's a connection there. Like that nobody else really has an end to. But like other people like say bro and sister like that, and it's just like kind of like a play thing,
Right.
in a sense.
Yeah.
And like Leia, I've had like a few best friends, and why is my voice shaking?
It's okay that it's
nervous.
That's okay.
I've had a
It's
few
a real
best friends,
conversation.
and like Leia, one of my best friends, I haven't like really spoken to or hung out with since like high school. And it's weird now because like we'll see each other on social media and we'll comment back and forth, but it's not the same. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, I think like Leia, I have buckets, but like the buckets interchange, kind of in a sense. Yeah,
That makes sense. I have buckets, I guess you can say, or categories of people, but there's nothing different. So one thing I don't call people or view them, my relationship with them, as bro and sis. I just view them as acquaintance, or that's someone that I truly acknowledge as my friend. So for instance, here you guys would be considered internally bro and sis, but I consider you guys as friends because we've indulged in more transparent, intimate conversations with each other to where it's just a bond. For instance, when people want something specific out of us, they invite all of us. The reason being is because of our bond and the consistency that we have. So, and then I just have those people who are just the how can I say it? I don't really know a word for it, but
very surface.
That's it. And that's all it is. And so if I see them in public, it's mutual, but it's nothing to where I'm texting them or we're in the same group chat all the time, or I call them up and say, hey, let's go do lunch or something. Those are very specific type of people that I kind of do that with. Otherwise, I kind of just keep it low key.
I think friendships, and this kind of connects to what Clarence was saying. I think when you go through something with somebody, or you guys experience similar things at the same time in your life, like it grows your relationship more. And if it's somebody that you never been through nothing with, your relationship doesn't really have a lot of depth to it. It's just like, oh, I know so-and-so from such and such. Okay, if y'all stopped working together, would y'all still be talking? No. So that's your friend at work. But do you, I got a couple people that I talk to outside of work. I mean, I love everybody that I go to work with, but you get a new job, am I going to be talking to you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so there's some people who left my job, and I still talk to them on a regular basis. And so we do have a friendship there. So I think it's based on, kind of based on that. Somebody had said something and it made me think about it. I can't remember what I wanted to say.
Okay. You about to go? I got something else I want to say. I got another question for y'all.
Yeah, so I think my categories are very similar to yours, Lay, in that I have.
It's a girl thing.
I think it's a girl thing too. I have best friends, and then I have brothers and sisters, and then I have friends, and then I have acquaintances. Just people that I know. It doesn't go any deeper than that. If I could equate it to people I give discounts to.
That's solid.
Probably the discounts will extend as far as just best friends and brothers and sisters. So if you were my friend, you wouldn't get a discount. You're still my friend, but
yeah, straight up. You paying full price.
You got a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I mean, and
Friends.
that I gotta make some money somehow. And if we look at friends, I got a whole lot of friends on Facebook.
So I gotta be honest.
Listen.
I don't want to say I got categories, but hearing you guys explain it makes me.
Yeah, sometimes
I
if
do that way.
Subconsciously, you're not like, oh, this is my friend.
Right.
But when you think more about
I don't have it compartmentalized in my phone, but there are people that I revere at different levels than others. Like, the people that y'all be seeing at my house. When y'all be at the house, when y'all look around, who be there with y'all?
Not me, because I don't be there.
Guys, I'm about to throw something out there. You have been at my house 4 times this month.
Maybe 3.
3
Regardless.
and a half.
All y'all been over my house twice at least this month.
I have. Correct.
So it's hey, ask yourself, have I been to Evan's house? If no, then you probably not just play.
That's that's true.
That is a good marker.
That's
if
true,
you ain't been to
though.
Evan's
Home
house,
is a
you don't really
sacred
know
place.
him.
You know what I'm saying? And so
That's true.
I guess I do kind of compartmentalize my relationships based on who do I invite into a space that I trust. But then also, I don't know, people who I consider like family. So there's people that you guys don't see on a regular basis, but when you do see them, like they be at my parents' house, those are people that I consider like family. But I almost never call anybody like my brother or my sister unless they are my brother or my sister, because I have a very close relationship with my siblings.
Unless they are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I feel weird if my brother was like, "Oh, this is my brother." I'm like, "No, he's not your brother. I'm your brother." So I don't do the whole brother sister thing because I'm really close to my siblings.
Fun fact though, and my brother can really attest to this. So he had a very close friend who used to come to our house for Christmas, Thanksgiving, like all the major holidays. And I used to get very angry. And I'd be like, do you not have family?
Oh,
and my mom,
Lord.
I know, and my mom would be like, Lauren, chill. I'd be like, no, like, this is our family time. Like, why does he have to come over here all the time?
Blood ain't always thick.
And I mean, he has family. He has a little brother. But, like, he would leave his family and come to our house. And I would be so, like, protective of our time. I mean, he still come over. I'm older now, more mature, but I would be real upset. Like, why do you have to come over?
Was it like an escape? Was he in a bad family
No,
situation?
Jonathan.
I can speak to that.
Jonathan just be wanting to hang. Like, Jonathan
That's
is
your
more
twin?
social. Yeah, he's my twin, and that's also another thing. Is like me and him never really had, like, when people think of twins, they think Tia, Tamara, you know, like this whole twin connectivity thing.
Kelly and Kelly on the game.
We
like?
would never.
Yeah, that's
We
crazy.
would never like that, and so I'm like, every time we would get together as family, I would want us to do family stuff, and then it would be him, and I'd be like,
I can speak to that. We'll probably talk about that offline because I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings that might be watching. But it's definitely an answer
I
to
think
that.
it's different too for people that have siblings, because I'm the only child,
Oh,
and so
yeah.
like
You wanna
when I get a connection with somebody, like I hold tight to that because I didn't have anybody with
Right.
me growing up in the
That
house.
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
So,
a lot of sense.
yeah.
but he had a brother.
I got another question. Y'all ever been in a situation where you could sense that somebody was putting you in a higher bucket than you had them? And like,
Yes.
what do you do? What do you do with that? Do you play along with it? Do you like
You got
ignore
to.
them?
You ain't got no choice but to play along.
No, you don't.
Actually, I've never
That's
I've never been put in a higher bucket. I
You
think-
never felt like,
I've heard people say, "Oh, this is Evan. He's my best friend." I'd be like,
Yeah,
How you
yeah,
doing?
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's just like,
yeah.
but here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, that I've come to understand
Everybody
about
loves
relationships and
Evan.
friendship.
I
No,
mean,
it's not that. It's just sometimes I'm more for somebody than what they are for me.
right.
Ooh, that's
And I'm
That's
okay
true.
with that.
That's true though.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being for you what you can't be for me.
I also
because
think-
maybe
I mean,
you don't
you're
have the
dangerous, man.
No, I'm saying maybe you don't have the
You're a
capacity for
dangerous
it. Maybe
man.
I need more than what you can
You're
give.
dangerous.
I'm cracking up. I think sometimes people
Dangerous.
see characteristics in you, and sometimes in any of us, they might
Right.
see a characteristic that they have in their brother that they
Right.
relate to. So they're just like, oh, you know. But because his brother only goes so far, they think that's as far as you go. So they're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is anyways. But yeah, isn't that interesting?
That's
though?
so.
We would-
I just don't
Here's
have
the
the
thing.
I
heart
want to hear from the
to
people that
hurt
said
the
no.
thing.
I want to hear
Here's the
from the
thing.
people that
I don't have
said no.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, you do.
Reason being, is
gonna
what
hurt
I
their
do.
feelings.
No, you don't. You don't have to say anything. to 'em.
Jalen, give us the tea.
The biggest thing that I've done, and nobody has ever called me their best friend or introduced me, but they have said like, this is my blood brother. And I'm like, hold on.
What
First
is this,
of all, I
brothers?
just met you last week.
What is this? What is this like?
I just
Here,
met you,
we've been
or like, yeah,
bonded for
that's my
life.
boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do business. That's my biggest pet peeve.
We've
We
put
do
our
not do
fingers
business
together.
together. Just because I have a conversation with you about business doesn't mean we do business. But anyway, so I don't hold
Oh yeah,
myself.
somebody definitely told me that you was their business coach. I said, yeah. They said, yeah, Mr. Couch. I'm like, you lying? Don't nobody call him no Mr. Couch.
I'm freshly married. Okay, you ain't gotta call me that. But anyway, so what I do is when I recognize that somebody's doing that, I purposely distance myself. So that puts me not from not in a way to where they can see like I ain't heard from Jalen, but it's like I'm not making myself readily available to put myself or to stretch myself to the capacity in which you didn't get my permission to stretch me
I
to.
don't know how to do that.
Just do it.
I can't. Like when we was at that event and you was like, and that one was talking my face off. And when she walked away, you was like, bro, you gotta learn how to get out of those situations. I'm like, I can't. What am I
Yes,
supposed to
you
say?
can.
Just
I feel
shut
the
up?
Same way, yeah.
No, I was caught in it a few minutes prior. Remember, Lauren?
That same person?
So the biggest thing is, so a lady walked up to the table and was talking Evan and Leia's face off. in his
Like my
words.
face was on the ground.
And so she asked a specific question about a resource. And so Evan gave her the name of the resource, made sure that she knew how to get in contact with him. I said that should have been the first time and the only time that he should have cut the conversation off. But she kept going, and he just sat there smiling how he is now. And then he just kept,
I just
stayed
don't know
there.
how to shut people down. Like that's just. I'm about to
I don't
cry.
know.
That's messed up.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that either.
I be feeling bad, man.
I really don't know because it seems like it happens to me all the time.
I
It
feel
seems
like
like
they
I'm the
need
one
it.
that's like chosen in a store or like
I-
going outside somewhere. Like people always come up to me.
Like, can you help me find such and such? I feel like,
I usually don't say
Sure.
nothing back to the friendship because that's just randoms now. That's just
Yeah.
randoms looking
That's
for help.
Okay.
Okay. I usually don't say that because obviously what I'm doing is enough to fill that bucket. So obviously I'm not required to do much more. If they already feel like what I'm giving them
Right.
is in that brother bucket, that's fine. As long as they don't get no further, you're not expecting no more.
That's
You
true.
get what I'm saying? Go
It's
ahead.
kind of connected to what we've been talking about. So, like, I told y'all that thing I saw on Facebook that says, like, I'm starting to be more private about things because people just aren't genuinely happy for me. Do you feel
I
like
hate when people announce that stuff.
Yeah, same. Same.
yes.
Same.
That makes me so angry. It's like, I'm about to move in silence. Then shut up.
Oh.
Somebody on Facebook posted that today. Someone they said nobody and y'all moving in silence. And it's the cake pan. You know that loud cake pan.
Yeah.
Right.
Will you open it?
Shut up. You don't have to announce that. But what when I read that,
Take your
I'm
time.
have you ever when you
And when
I read that, I initially thought, why are you entitled to think somebody has to be happy for you?
Yeah.
Why
No,
do you feel
that
like
wasn't promised. That wasn't promised.
That wasn't promised.
that went back to my decision on, like, I was conflicted. Like, why do I feel the need to tell somebody what just happened to me?
Right.
That's why I'm like, I want to share, but I don't want to share, but I want to celebrate. I want to be around people, but I also don't. I was so conflicted. So that's why, when I went to be like, I'm having such a good day, I can't contain it,
Yeah.
but I also don't want to say why I'm having such a good day. I really felt very conflicted on why I should share. And I almost didn't. I mean, a lot of people still don't know.
I can kind of relate to that
I know.
to a different angle though. And I think we talked about it a little bit earlier in this year, and Evan kind of. Evan, I
you
think,
told me a deep dark secret.
Okay,
I'm
hey,
cracking up.
Terrence, we only got a couple minutes. Go ahead.
but I kind of struggle with that to an extent. Like, I won't post certain things because I don't want people to think a certain way about me. I think we talk like, oh, she just, and it like people will inbox me like, what don't you do? And I'm like, there's a lot. Like, and just little comments like that will make you feel kind of weird. So. It's kind of what you're saying, just from a
But
different
healthy
angle.
relationships, though, allow, like,
and
I
reassure.
feel like I can
yeah.
call one of you all and be like, yo, I just got blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm really excited and not have to be worried that you all think I'm bragging
Yeah.
or worried that Jalen is a nut.
I think you just gotta do it though.
Never
because
received that phone call.
But I don't make those phone calls.
Yeah, I know.
But I feel like if I wanted to, I
You
could.
could,
So I
yeah.
feel like with you, Lo, like, I understand
Yeah.
that thought process. Like, dang,
Yeah.
I don't think, maybe I won't say it, but I think it's good that you even acknowledge, like,
Right.
okay, why do I feel like I
Right,
have
the
need?
motive.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's supernatural to want to tell somebody
Absolutely.
something. You know what
And
I
you
mean?
never know what could come out of you sharing, you know.
Yeah.
It's true. I think a lot of times in those moments, God really just wants us to enjoy with Him. Because a lot in our blessings, we often put ourselves on a pedestal, or other people put ourselves on a pedestal, or other people put us on a
Thank y'all for
pedestal.
backing up for the mic.
Right. They put us on a pedestal, and we tend to only give God just the leftovers of our thankfulness, right? So I think in moments, because I've had moments like that. I've had moments like that in recent weeks, to where things have happened, and I'm like, man, this social media should know, or let me tell YNR. But it was just like, God's like, no, I want to enjoy this with you. Let me feel this as your father, you as my son and my child.
And
I want you to
sometimes
know.
when you do, like you said, if you do talk about it too early, it takes away from that.
Absolutely.
I remember early on when Alicia and I were dating, I had kind of went all out for, I don't know if it was our first anniversary or what. It did something or
Christmas.
whatever. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know.
But I remember, like, I showed my friend or whatever, and they were like, just don't post this on social media. I was like, oh, why not? Like, I think it's super dope. It's like, yeah, but then it takes away the intimacy of it for her, and she should be able to share that, if she wants to. That's between the two of you. Are you doing it for other people to see how dope you are? Are you doing it for, because you really care about it? And I think sometimes, like you said, we take God's glory when we post up on social media, and like you said, sometimes it could be just that's just for you and
This
God.
is so good.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But
Yeah,
can
that's
I
good.
counter that? I don't want to counter it, but I want to add to like
Go for it. We
the
got,
other
what,
side
a
of
minute?
it. I just want to. The other side of it is like there's this piece of like in the moment testimony, and not even a testimony, but the lesson in it. And I just go back to like this whole notion of like, yo, I just quit my job.
Yeah. Straight
And
up.
like this is how it feels because when people
Is
no
this breaking news?
no
She
this
just-
is when I did like
Yeah.
because when I did it I went on Facebook Live like guys today I quit my
I
job.
remember that.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And because people when it happens when people do that they usually tell you after it happened and
Right,
it's all
right.
glorious but they don't like
The midst of
they
it.
don't tell you in the midst of it and how it looks, how it feels. So when you know, I think people miss out on the real grittiness
Of the journey.
journey of like
Yeah.
what it feels like to really be walking that faith walk, that true
Yeah.
faith walk, right?
Yep.
And really walking in the unknown, but the known because God already knows it.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like
good.
that's the piece that I think like people who are really looking for like what is it like to follow God, that's the missing piece. You that's it's the
Exactly.
journey that's missing. And I think if believers and people who are like following God, if we can give the people the journey, then I think we will like get more souls.
That's really good.
That is good.
I have not a counter to that, but there's another element to that.
Yeah.
But I know we don't have time to get into it. We might have to do a part 2.
Part 2.
So make sure if you're listening, just tap right on over to the next podcast. If you're not, done with
The
this
journey,
video, catch
part
the next
2,
video.
the journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Young and Righteous Radio. Stay young, but most of all,
Stay righteous.